Hello everyone and welcome back to Gore Screaming Show. So we left off after going to a concert. We went to a bar with Kyoji and Aoi and we met the singer and the band members at the bar and they were like, hey, join our table, which is completely believable and completely a thing that happens normally. I mean, maybe in that small little town, but like, what are the chances? Unbelievable. I'm saying the same thing, Kyoji. He says this for the umpteenth time today. Agreed. But, well, it was fun. Yeah, it was. As it turns out, the owner and proprietor of the cafe is a fairly well-known columnist in a music magazine. He retired a while ago for some reason or another, but due to his past, band members often come to hang out in his cafe after performances. Huh. This place is kind of a little-known secret, you know, so if you come here after a live performance, you might meet the band here. Eri gave them this piece of useful advice. Having such stars Kyoji normally only gets to see on stage actually talked to him, left him overwhelmed. It really drove home that this girl, who's so friendly and casual towards him now, was the same person singing those powerful songs on stage. I mean, yeah, they're just people. Aoi's arms are wrapped tightly around the bed plush. Jinno-kun. Hmm? Thank you for today. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, me too. I'll cherish this bed. Yeah. Something warm fills his chest. Seeing Aoi this happy makes him happy in turn. Can I invite you again if I get any more tickets? Aoi looks up at him, her eyes round with surprise. Would you rather I don't? Aoi shakes her head. You really want to go with me? Isn't it boring to be with me? I told you already. Who would I talk about music with if I didn't have you? Though, I have fun talking to you about other stuff too. He means it. Recently, he's felt that being around Aoi soothes him. Soothes him. Other than you not being able to talk to her about literally anything and being anxious about asking her about anything that bothers you. Yeah, soothing. Aoi tightens her grip on the bed and hangs her head. You're a good person, Jinno-kun, I say, lying through my fucking teeth. Because Jinno-kun is sure not. I am, even he is like, like, let's not lie that hard. No. I can't even say that line, like, come on. His expression darkens for some reason. Yeah, even she's like, I know I'm full of shit for saying that. They almost made it to Aoi's home. As they turn the corner, the dirty wooden fence comes into view. I can go home alone from... Yeah, I know. See you tomorrow. Kyoji squints as he looks ahead. Although it's dark ahead of them than where they're standing right now, making it hard to see, there seems to be someone in front of Aoi's house. A small shadow leans against the fence. Aoi looks in the same direction as him, having noticed it too. Who's that? I don't know. Shadow seems to have noticed them. Is it a child? They approach them upon light feet, its short skirt flapping with every step. It's her. Yep. The figure steps out into the light. It's Yuka. I was wondering, like, Yuka has not shown herself for a long time in Aoi's route. Yuka stops in front of the two of them, an eerie smile on her lips. Kyoji reflexively steps out in front of Aoi as if to shield her. Something gives him the impression he should. What do you want? Yuka remains silent and simply smiles at them. If there isn't anything, go away. Oh wow, he is straightforward in Aoi's route. He doesn't feel like he's being too harsh on this girl. Something tells him his intention won't be understood unless he makes it clear with her. Didn't you hear me? I told you go away if there isn't any... Good for you. Huh? Yuka suddenly says this. Her words are seemingly directed at Aoi, who's hiding behind his back. Good for you, huh? Everything went exactly the way you planned it. And you don't feel the slightest bit guilty about it either. Must be nice being that shameless. Is Aoi the cunning type? I mean, if she would be cunning, she would play it a lot smarter. I mean, it's a lot easier to get into Kyoji's heart, I bet your ass, than being like this. And you can keep blaming other people at every turn. Must be easy. Aoi's fingers tighten in the back of Kyoji's shirt. You can feel her trembling behind him. Would you stop saying weird bullshit all the time? His hand reflexively lashes out in front of him, as if to push Yuka away. Damn, he is harsh in this route. But just when he thinks he's grabbing her shoulder, his fingers only close around her. She's not there anymore. She easily avoids Kyoji's hand, turning around and running off. Yuka melts into the darkness. She's soon completely out of sight, the sound of her footsteps fading away. As she disappears, Kyoji and Aoi can't do anything but remain frozen in place. I know she said all that weird stuff, but don't let her get to you. Yeah, Yuka is a lot less in this route. A lot less intense, at least. For now. I remain silent, her expression stiff. She doesn't try to look him in the eye anymore. I think this is the same shit that was in Akane's route. Yeah, it was the same thing as was in Akane's route. I remember Yuka was a lot more prominent in Akane's route. Right? When he comes to school, he finds Aoi isn't there yet. By this point, didn't they already go to the mansion? No, wait. No, this is the point where they go to the mansion, right? Yeah, I think this is the trip. She lives much closer to the school than Kyoji does, but she always arrives the last minute in the morning. Back when they went to the concert, she said she couldn't hang out during the day because she had things to take care of at home. Maybe she's busy at home in the morning and can only go to school once she's done. Aoi shows up right before the bell rings, her countenance quite dark and gloomy. Hey Namiki, good morning. Good morning. Kyoji frowns. Aoi looked so bright yesterday at the concert, but now she's back to being dull again. I had fun at the concert yesterday. Did she get scared by Yuka that much? Aoi looks away from Kyoji. What concert? Akane asks, curious as she walks in between them. Aoi hangs her head. Yamiko-san got concerts for a heavy metal band's concert, so we went to see it. What's going on here? The atmosphere turns terribly awkward all of a sudden. Akane-chan. Aoi raises her head like she has finally gathered her courage.
Kazuagi, ohayo.
Morning, Kazuagi. Unfortunately, that's when Sadashima decides to walk up to Akane.
お前今日の通学の宿題やってきたか？俺忘れちまったんだけど、ノート見せてくれないか？
Did you do today's math homework? I completely forgot to do mine. Can you let me copy your work?
ちょっと、貞島くん、それって嫌味？私よりも貞島くんの方が数学は得意でしょ？
Hold on, Sadashima. Are you patronizing me or something? You're better at math than I am. Huh.
バカだな。
Don't be silly. Sadashima approaches Akane, a bigger smirk than usual on his lips. He whispers into her ear like he's trying to keep a secret.
並木と転校生の邪魔をしちゃダメじゃないか。親友の恋路は応援してやらないと。
Ah, he's trying to break them up. Ah. You shouldn't get between Namiki and the new kid. You should support your friend if she has a boyfriend, right? Aoi parts her lips, as though she's prepared to finally speak up. Then the bell rings, interrupting her again. The Sandman walks into the classroom, looking as sleepy and sedated as ever. I have to get back to my seat. See you. Maybe he's just imagining it, but the way Akane hurries back to her seat gives Kyoji the impression that she's running away. Tadashima follows after her. As he returns to his seat, Kyoji sees Aoi hang her head out of the corner of his eye. Aoi behaves that way for the whole day. She hangs her head like she's trying to hide her face from sight, never moving away from him. See, Akane doesn't engage Aoi in conversation either. Kyoji can't help but feel like the fact he went out with Aoi yesterday is the cause for all of this. I mean, yeah. God. So in Akane's route, you only fuck Akane over. In Aoi's route, you fuck Akane, Aoi... Well, actually, in Akane's route, you fuck Akane and kind of Sadashima over. But in Aoi's route, you fuck the 3 of them over. In Kika's route, do you fuck the 4 of them over? I wonder. When Shinta starts talking about some kind of off-campus excursion that afternoon, Kyoji's honestly relieved to have something else to think about. So maybe in the Amiko's route, even Shinta gets the fucking beating. Poor fucking Shinta. An investigation of the town.
5、6時間目の授業では指定された場所の地図を作るんだって。
What the fuck am I supposed to make that voice? It happened during our 5th and 6th period today, Mom. We're going to designated spots and making maps from. Turn before you talk, would you? As Shinta eats the content of his boxed lunch, which he apparently packed himself, he explains that the details of this off-campus excursion were pretty much decided the week before Kyoji transferred in. It seems that the groups that are investigating each site have been decided on.
教授だけ班が決まってないもんな。俺と一緒にやろうぜ。
Oh no, maybe it's gonna happen now. I guess you're the only one who isn't in the group, huh? You can be in mine. Ah, sure, I'll do that. Ever since he transferred in, Kyoji seems to have been spending a lot of time hanging out with Akane and Aoi. Maybe during this investigation, Shinta and the other boys might make for a good change of pace. But things don't end up turning out that way. Okay, so now it's gonna happen.
本日の共同調査だが、予定通り行うこととします。
Regarding today's investigation of the city, it will take place as planned. The teacher is talking strangely. Koji exchanges puzzled looks with his classmates.
ああ、その代わり、先日君たちに計画書を出してもらいましたが、それは白紙に戻します。
However, there will be changes. Last week, you submitted a schedule, but it will have to be discarded. The entire classroom starts mumbling in confusion.
先生、白紙に戻すってどういう意味ですか?
Sensei, what do you mean, discarding the schedule? One of the boys raises his voice, but the teacher ignores his question and starts passing out handouts with awkward, stiff motions.
半分けはこの表の通りに、行く先もこの表の通りに。
Your teams will be according to this list. Your designated sites will also be according to this list. Koji reads the handouts that's passed down to him from the front seat. What is this paper? The group assignments are written in childish, crooked writing. It's as if the teacher wrote them with his non-dominant hand. And the spacing between each of the letters is weird too, so much that it's difficult to read. Each letter is either too high or too low, or simply off from the ones before and after it. Names keep wandering out of lines, meaning it's hard to tell who's in which group. On top of that, the groups have been given strange names like Happy Bear Group or Hoppy Rabbit Group. Incidentally, Kyoji's group is apparently called Brady Cat Group.
なんだこの妙な名前。まあでも同じ班になったな、教授。
Oh fuck yeah! What's with these weird names? Well, I guess we're still in the same group, Koji. Yeah, us and the other members are Akane, Aoi, and Kika. That's fortunate enough, since none of Sadashima's gang are in it, but... Kyoji looks at the assignment puzzle. Maybe he's reading too much into it, but the rest of the group seems to have been organized either by alphabetical order or according to their seat numbers. So why is Kyoji's group the only one that's different?
先生、どうしてこの間決めた班分けじゃダメなんですか？
But Sensei, why can't we go with the group assignments we decided on earlier? One group raises her hand in complaint. A few of the other students murmur in agreement.
黙りなさい。
Shut your mouth. Teacher slams his textbooks in his hand against his lectern. The girl who spoke up jolts in fright.
黙り黙り黙り黙り黙り黙り。
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Each word, he slams the book against the table again and again. He jumps up high behind the lectern, shaking his head so hard his hair flaps around. He looks at Kyoji like he's headbanging at a concert.
先生の言うことは絶対です。やいかは守らなければいけません。そうだよな、そうだま。
You will do as your teacher says. Good boys and girls, obey their teachers. Yes, they do. Yes, indeed.
わかったら行きなさい。行きなさい、早く。
If that's clear, then go. Go on, hurry. The teacher points at the door, frothing at the mouth. Sashima's group is the first to stand up.
おい、行くぞ。付き合ってらんね
Hey, let's bounce. I'm not playing with this bullshit. He and his flunkies ignore the group assignments, walking out of the classroom. I mean, yeah, like, just fuck it, really. After that, the rest of the students, although seemingly displeased with the affair, join up with their groups and leave. The girls approach Kyoji.
行こうか。
Let's go. Yeah, good idea. They pick up their notebooks and writing utensils before getting to their feet. As they're about to leave the classroom, Kyoji turns around one last time. He sees the teacher suddenly look up like a toy that has just had its spring freshly wound. He turns to Kyoji's group, his expression blank and his mouth closed, and waves at them the same way a small child would. Kyoji feels like he just witnessed something oddly forbidden. That thought makes him hurry out of the corridor and close the door behind him.
先生、疲れちゃったのかな。
I wonder if he's exhausted or something.
疲れちゃったからってあそこまでなるもの？
Does being tired make you go off the rails that badly?
ストレスが溜まると人間って割と簡単にイカれるってばあちゃんが言ってたな。
Well, my grandma always tells me that people Well, my grandma always tells me that people crack really easily when they build up stress.
いいカウンセラーにでもかかればいいんでしょうけど。
I hope he has a good therapist. Aaron chimes in with something, but it feels like none of them are really that convinced of what they're saying. Let's get going, we don't have much time to do this. As Kyoji urging, the group starts moving towards the design spot. As they step into the shrine's grounds, Kyoji lets out a heavy sigh. The designated site, as the hands out, is near the Nishimori shrine. They all agreed it'd be faster to cut through the shrine's grounds, and so they've ended up here again, 5 days after their first visit.
ジンノ君、こっちよ。
Over here, Jinna-kun. Kika waves at him. They go down the road leading past the main shrine building and onto the trail. If they go much further, they'll find the Hokora Yamiko investigated the other day.
きつ
Whoa, this is rough! Despite being the most athletic amongst them by virtue of being on the soccer team, Shin's the first to complain. Aren't you in a sports club?
部活で疲れるから余計なことで疲れたくないんだよ。
My club wears me out planning as is. I don't need to exhaust myself doing anything else.
もうちょっと歩いたら少し道が平らになるからそこまで頑張りなさいよ。
The slope should even out a little while, so just keep at it. Akane looks a little annoyed, seeing her this way has Kyoji worrying about her even more. Sarah has been pretty bad memories for her and Kyoji after all. Seems like Akane hasn't forgotten that what happened either. Kyoji looks away, feeling like there's a bone stuck in his throat. There's a blank map all the hands out. The part that depicts the top of the mountain where the Hokora is circled.
葵、色鉛筆出して。
Oh, can you take out the color pencils?
うん。
When they reach the peak, Akane starts drawing the Hokora.
しかしさ、 こんなところであと何を書けばいいわけ？他に何にもなさそうだけどな。
What else are we supposed to draw here, though? It doesn't look like there's anything else around.
でもこれ一つだけ書いて帰るわけにも。
But we can't go back after drawing just one spot. Oh, he says, nervously fidgeting around.
周りに木の絵でも描く？
Maybe we should draw the trees or something. If we do that, all we'll be drawing is trees. Though actually, if we go a bit ahead, there's this old well. Kyoji raises his hand to point out.
そういえばそうだったね。
Alright, there's that. It might be worth checking out, should we? No one seems to be against it. With nothing else to investigate, they end up going to the well. Kyoji looks at Aoi, who's walking behind him with her head hanging low. She doesn't seem to notice his gaze, her eyes glued to the ground. Akane, who would usually watch out for Aoi and talk to her, is keeping quiet this time around. In that place, Kika stops and waits for Aoi.
並木さん、平気？疲れたんじゃない？
Alright, Namiki-san. Are you tired?
意外と坂がきついわよね。少し休みましょうか。
The hill is pretty steep. Maybe we should stop and rest?
平気だからほっといて。
I'm fine. Just leave me alone. Aoi's voice is unusually harsh. Kika looks a bit stung, her expression darkening.
ごめんなさい。
Alright, I'm sorry. Kika mumbles an apology, despite doing nothing she would need to apologize for. She walks back to the front of the group, brushing past Kyoji as she does so. Kyoji can see Aoi bite her lip from under her fringe. Reminds him that today her hair is hanging down like it usually does. That means when she hangs her head, he can't see her expression. Kika wasn't at fault there, but Aoi lashed out at her regardless. It'd be easy to blame Aoi for that, even Kyoji would normally feel inclined to speak up at this situation. But today, it's like there's this invisible wall around Aoi that makes him hesitate to say anything. Kyoji remembers that it felt like it took a long time to reach the well the last time they came here, but this time it seems like they reached it awfully quickly. He spots the familiar brick wall, well hidden under the shadows of the trees.
井戸ってこれ？
So, this is the well? Yep.
へえ、こんなのがあるなんて俺知らなかったよ。
Wow, I didn't know something like this was here. The well hasn't changed since the last time they saw it. I mean, why would it? The vines they tore away from back then are still lying on the ground, melted and dry. The concrete lid is still sitting slightly askew on the well, just as they left it.
古い戸、こんな感じかしら。
An old well. How's this look?
みそのさんって絵が上手だよな。
I'm really good at drawing, Mikisano-san. She doesn't say, sounding impressed as he looks at Kika's drawing.
葵、どうしたの？
What's wrong, Aoi? Aoi, who's been looking at the trees this whole time, murmurs in reply.
家が見える。
I can see a house over there.
家？
A house? Everyone's gaze follows Aoi's.
本当だ。家がある。
Oh, you're right. There's a house over there. Without any of them really taking the lead, they all start heading towards it. It's a bit hard to see, but there's a proper path leading to it. The ground is flatter, and all the rough pebbles have been removed. At some point, flagstones start to pave its length. The woods open into a wide clearing. The stone-paved road leads to a large, old-fashioned western estate. Facades and top-hinged windows are covered in veins. The gables have engravings on them, and the roof is covered in slated tiles. It's because you've heard time seeing such a large, fancy estate. Jin's mouth hangs open.
すげえ。俺こういうの初めて見るな。教授、ここに家があるって知ってたか？
Holy cow! I think it's my first time seeing something like this. Kyoji, did you know this house is here? No. Kyoji shakes his head. He used to play around here all the time back when he lived here as a kid, but he never knew about this. Something feels off about it. It's possible that he missed the well, but the fact he never saw this large house once in all these years he played around here, these woods, strikes him as wrong. Akane seems to be thinking the same thing because she looks at it with surprised, incredulous eyes.
新築にはとっても見えないよね。
It doesn't look like it's been newly built. Definitely not. The place looks like it's falling apart. It's completely covered with overgrown vines. It certainly doesn't look like it's a new building. The most damning of it all, the cracked windows and the rotting wood at the front door.
人住んでないみたい。
It doesn't look like anyone's living here. Aoi whispers.
そうね。人が住んでいるにしては荒れているし。
Yeah, it looks a little too run down for someone to live here.
いいよな。廃墟にはロマンがあるよな。俺廃墟写真集とか見るの結構好きなんだ。
It's cool though. Ruins are exciting, don't you think? I actually like looking at picture books, at picture collections of old buildings. Well, I never knew you were into that.
いや本当は俺の趣味じゃなくてうちの姉ちゃんがよく見てるんだけどね。
Well, it's not like my hobby really. My mom and sisters like to look at them a lot though. As he says, the Shinto approaches the mansion. Okay, so I skipped a bit because this is exactly like in Akane's Rao. And now we have an option. So the option for AOI is... I guess we could check it out. Okay. Yeah, so that is probably a first bad ending because that lowered her heart. Is it really AOI? Yeah, it said AOI, but her heart went down actually. I guess you can check it out. The lady seems pretty desperate. Gotchu eventually comes to this conclusion.
そうね。病気の娘さんっていうのもかわいそうだしね。
Yeah, and I feel bad for her sick daughter. Yeah, so we're going to see Yuka. And it's probably going to be the exact same thing. So I'll just keep on skipping ahead because I genuinely don't want to continue reading like the same thing as last time. Okay, so the dialogue does change for a bit. Instead of focusing on Akane like it did last time, it focuses on AOI. And this is part of the dialogue that actually got deleted for me, like it's deleted footage for me. So I'm excited that, yeah, I have some of the deleted footage finally that I can show you. Sitting on the seat opposite of them is Yuka, her lips curled up in a sweet smile and her head cocked to the side.
なあ教授、この子誰？
Hey,
お前の
Kyoji.
知り合い？
Hey, Kyoji, who's this girl? A friend of yours? Why can't I be friends with someone like her? Yuka seems to shrink upon hearing Kyoji's spiteful words.
おい教授、お前こんなちっちゃい子に何言ってんだよ。
Hey, Kyoji, how can you say that? She's a little girl. Kyoji wordlessly glares at Yuka, who suddenly brings her hand to her mouth.
ごめんなさい。やっぱりお兄ちゃん怒ってるんだ。
I'm sorry. You're still mad at me, aren't you? Her clear, large, crystal-like eyes well up with tears. Huh?
ユカがつきまとったから、だからお兄ちゃん、ユカのこと嫌いになっちゃったんだよね。
You hate me because I kept following you around, don't you? No, Kyoji stammers confusedly. Kyoji stammers confused. It feels like all his animosity from before has drained out of him. Yuka remains seated, hanging her head like she's on the verge of tears.
ごめんね。ユカ、お友達がいないからお話ししたかっただけなの。でも、どういうことを言えばいいのかわからなくて。
Sorry. I'm really sorry. I just didn't have any friends, so I wanted someone to talk to. But I just didn't know what to say.
悪気はなかったの。
I didn't mean to be bad. Small teardrops fall upon her fingers that are clenched to hemming her skirts.
教授。
Kyoji. As the surge of guilt shoots from Kyoji, Shinta elbows him. I feel no guilt. Punt the child. Maybe not that, but...
あなたは、消えたいんだ。
Yeah, this is basically some of the footage that was lost for me. Like, when Yamiko let us into the forest, she was like, yeah, go search for some shit. And Yuka was telling Aoi that she just wants to disappear, like she basically has no personality of her own. And you, so you want to disappear?
つまんない自分なんて消したいよね。私があなたみたいだったらやっぱりそう思うだろうな。
You're so boring, you wish you could disappear. I guess I feel that way too, if I were you. How can she be so docile and friendly now when she was so nasty the other day? Some voice in his head warns Kyoji that she's trying to deceive them. Thank Kyoji. But seeing tears fall from Miyuka's eyes, even as she tries to hold them back, gives Kyoji the uncomfortable feeling that he's bullying a child. Punt the child. What does Aoi think about this? Aoi is hanging her head. All that cheerfulness she showed during the concert now feels like a lie. People change emotions, Kyoji. I can't just ignore what she said. Kyoji clenches his fists. He doesn't know what Yuka meant by those words, but the thing she said to Aoi when they helped Yamiko, and when they were going home yesterday, all definitely hurt Aoi. Can she really say such words without any true ill will? When if Yuka speaks out of jealousy, does that give her the right to say those sorts of things? What Yuka's saying right now rings completely hollow to him. Go on, Kyoji, go on. But no. Ugh. Fuck you, Akane. Akane rises from the sofa and kneels next to Yuka. You are the weakest link.
Yuka-chan, 泣かないで。
Don't cry, Yuka.
あのお兄ちゃん、口は悪いけど、悪気はないし優しいから。全然怒ってないのよ。
This guy, he's a little foul-mouthed, but he's nice at heart. He's not mad at you. Hey, Akane.
そうでしょ、教授。ね。
Isn't that right, Kyoji? Right? Akane looks at Kyoji, signaling him with his eyes. It's clear that she wants him to just nod and agree. Nah. She's treating him like the bad guy here. Fuck off. There's one thing I gotta ask. Why did you say all those mean things the other day? I'm sorry. I don't need your apologies. Just answer the question.
いいよ。もう。
It's fine. Forget it. Aoi suddenly chimes in. Aoi, I know you're used to it, but fight a little. Namiki?
いいの。やったら悪いことだって分かってることでも抑えられない時があること。私にも分かるから。
It's fine. Sometimes you can't help but do something bad. And if you know it's wrong, it happens to me too sometimes. I wanna know like what she's done though. Like how bad? Was it even bad though? Is it just bad in her eyes? Hmm.
だからもういい。
And Kika reacted to it. Did she do something bad to Kika? So it's fine. Just forget about it. It would kind of be funny if she did something to Kika and was just like giving out this speech like, oh, people make mistakes sometimes, but it's alright. You just forgive about them. And Kika is just sitting there like, That would be cruel. Oh my god.
お姉ちゃん、優しいんだね。
You're very nice, One-chan. Yuka smiles, a smile that gives a very nasty impression. Makes Kyoji blink a few times in apprehension. But Yuka narrows her eyes innocently and only smiles.
何のことかわからないけど、まあでもそういう時もあるわよね。
I don't know what happened, but I guess everyone does stuff like that sometimes.
だから気にしなくていいのよ、ゆかちゃん。お兄ちゃんだってすぐに許してくれるわよ。ね、教授。
I mean, I can't say that I'm a saint. Like, I have said some horrible shit. I've probably done some horrible shit. I guess I still do feel bitterness. Like, even after years, I still do feel bitterness. Yeah, I am a very, like, bitter person. And I guess, like, a lot of people are like, oh, you should just forgive people. And I'm like, yeah, but I just don't. Like, I just really don't. I don't I mean, I do forget a lot of stuff. Like, that's the thing, I forget. I don't forgive, I forget. That's the issue. I just don't forgive, I just forget about stuff. But like, a lot of the times, like, I will just feel, like, I will carry the bitterness in my heart. Like, I will continue being friends with the person, but like, the bitterness is still there. Like, even after all of those years, and it's always like, God, are we really friends though? Like, I would not be talking to a couple of people if I had like better friends to choose from. Like, I have some people that I just talk to because I don't really have much of a choice. Like, I'm just like, well, it's either these people or it's just kind of nobody. Because I have a lot of social anxiety. Like, I'm really fucking socially anxious. Like, it's really hard for me to just go out there and talk to people. Like, yeah, I know that, like, not everyone is a great person, and like, they do make mistakes. Like, I am not a great person by any means. Like, I am still learning how to be a decent person. Like, I want to be a good person just to like not hurt people, and like, I'm learning how to like talk better, how to like act better, just to like just be a more decent person, genuinely. Because like, I found out that like, yeah, my bitterness and like how much I just hate life and people around me, I shouldn't really inflict that onto new people. Like, yeah, sure, like, it's fine if I'm bitter towards the people who made me this way, but I shouldn't continue this cycle of bitterness and like continue being hurtful towards new people. And like, I'm trying to realize that and to like change the way I speak, change the way I act, so that I don't like hurt new people, and to like have actually like nice friendships, and like find people who are really nice, so I can like actually have some nice friends. Because like, a lot of friends I've had, and I'll be honest, a lot of friends I still have, are just not really great people. And a lot of times I just don't feel really good talking to them. But it's really hard for me to just find friends. So I kind of just stay being friends with them. With people online, it's hard for me to really just come up to people and be like, hey, let's talk, because still at the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, but do I really want to like talk to these new people? What if they end up just being shitty people like the rest of the people I've talked to, right? Like, do I really want to put in all of that effort just to like be disappointed again? Okay, yeah, I need to go to the doctor's office, but doctors are now paid. So I need to run to my bank to take out money, because my doctor, who is for free, at least for me, because she's like, oh, you're broke as fuck, you don't even have money to pay for the doctors. Her daughter is sick today, so I have to go to a different doctor who is paid, and I'm like, fuck, like, why? So I have to go to the bank to take out money because I just don't have money. And I'm really not feeling it, so yeah, thank you for watching, and bye bye.